everyone. My name is Sydney Taylor. I'm doing the academic case study on the nursing facility. As I said in my introduction speech, nursing has my heart, and especially older people. So this one is very near and dear to my heart, as I'm starting the nursing program back in January, hopefully. So I felt that this was the case study that was right for me. It is about a 54-year-old male, Milton Jones, who had been a truck driver previously before his accident that he had on the interstate highway during a blizzard. From the accident, he sustained a broken back with paralysis in the lower extremities, meaning that he had no feeling, but I think he regained some of that feeling back due to him going to the rehab right after his accident. He was at the rehab hospital for 6 weeks after his accident and then was transferred to a nursing home facility. After 18 months in the nursing home facility, Milton decided that he was too young to be there, as I would feel the same way being at a nursing facility. It's not just for older people, but it is typical that you see a lot of older folks at nursing home facilities. But like anything else, accidents do happen, regardless if you're old or young. But Milton decided that he was just too young to be at the nursing home facility, and that he wanted to return back home to where he previously lived in Marble Falls, or just live closer to the community where his son could come visit him more frequently and get that contact back with his son that he had. Previously, before the incident, he had monthly phone calls with his son who lived in Dallas. So him moving closer in the community would help their relationship grow better and maybe make it easier for his son to come visit him more frequently. When Milton first arrived at the facility, the nursing facility, he had remembered hearing a DADS worker talking about some community options that were available, but of course he didn't bother paying attention at first because he thought, well, that's not going to apply to me. I'm in pain. I'm just going to get rehab, and then I'll be out of here before no time. But that's not always the case. After a year and a half, he was starting to question the staff about leaving. It seemed very, very hard for him to even think about leaving because he appeared to need 24-hour around-the-clock care. Excuse me. Couldn't walk. Couldn't transfer himself very well. So it appeared very difficult that he would even think about leaving the nursing facility. Milton had been advised by another friend to speak to an ombudsman. The ombudsman was there at the facility talking to someone else, so he had grabbed him and asked him a couple questions about it. And the ombudsman then gave him a brochure and the contact information for the relocation specialist. After receiving the referral, the relocation specialist went to meet with Milton at the nursing facility to discuss his relocation needs and conduct an assessment. The relocation specialist then set up a meeting with the DADS case manager to discuss detailed information on the waiver services that were available for him. the relocation specialist began talking to Milton about the types of transition support that he might want during and after his move to the community, knowing that that's a very difficult time for him to be at one facility and then make a life-changing decision like that to move to another facility. It is very, very hard. So as like anybody else, he's gonna need support from other people to help him move through this to help him move through this and transition to his new apartment closer in the town. The relocation assessment that the relocation specialist had made up for him identified some of the following information that would be beneficial to him, like housing and neighborhood preferences, which Milton had requested to live close to a grocery store and close to a bookstore because he loved to read. He had mentioned that he would need transportation needs for medical appointments and help getting to and from his appointments. A couple days later, the DADS worker contacted Milton to schedule a visit at the nursing facility. The case manager discussed program guidelines, medical and financial eligibility criteria, and services that were available to Milton. She discussed many options for directing his services, in which he chose the home health agency option, the community-based alternative, which offered everything he needed, including help with therapy, transportation needs, anything he needed, they were there to offer the help. Once everything was accomplished, the case manager then notified Milton, the relocation specialist, and the social worker there at the nursing facility that he was currently at to arrange transportation and discharge information for him to go to Marble Falls. Finally, after finalizing a date for discharge, he was ready to move into his new apartment. On the day of discharge, the location specialist met with him when he arrived at his new apartment, and upon arrival, he felt very welcomed. He realized that his kitchen was fully stocked with groceries, and there was already sets of clothes in his bedroom. So I'm sure that made him feel very comforted, knowing that that the relocation specialist, the case manager, and everybody worked as a team together to make him feel as comfortable as possible and transition him as smoothly as possible. Milton did have a incident with his direct service worker not wanting to show up. He immediately reported that to the home health agency, and they filed the complaint. Did what was necessary as far as consequences and figuring out how to let that not happen again, and immediately sent another representative for him. Now that Milton's moved in okay and the issues with the agency are worked out, the relocation specialist will check in with him often and talk to him whenever he feels necessary, and the case manager will visit Milton at least every 6 months unless circumstances require more frequently. And that was it for the case study. Thanks for watching.